Okay, good morning, guys. I apologize that we're doing this by video. I'm not unable to make it to class this week, so instead I'll upload a video of how I would do the latest tutorial, which is tutorial under week 11. I'm going to do as much as I can at the moment. Basically, this tutorial was supposed to take us 2 classes. We can stretch it to 3 if we need. So it was uploaded last class. We're going to work on it this class. If we need to, we can take 1 more class to finish it. Basically, I'm going to show you how I would do it in AutoCAD so that you can learn how to deploy the skills you've learned so far. And then also I'm going to add one other new skill to what we know, what's going to be dealing with XREF files. So what I'm going to do is just go to week 11, open the tutorial. Okay, no problem. I'm going to close. I already have it open here, so I'm going to close the previous 2, I guess. Okay. So this is the tutorial that's been uploaded. It has a bunch of instructions here in red text. But basically what it's asking us to do is to set up a new drawing in Imperial and draw the entire plaza that we see here. So what we have here is basically a parking lot, some trees, same thing on the bottom, and kind of a strip mall of shops with on the right here what is a second floor. I apologize for the background noise as well. Hopefully you guys can hear me through it. It's asking us to use some blocks that are provided up in here. So if you go to the Insert tab and you click Insert, it works with me. Then we'll see there are some blocks in here. I'll show you how to insert those and use those in later this tutorial. And then there's some templates for doors and windows and stuff like that that's already been drawn. And as you will find out, there's a whole bunch of layers in here as well. So what I'm going to show you, instead of you guys going through every single thing and drawing everything meticulously, setting up every layer meticulously, you've learned how to do that. So what I'm going to try to do now is show you a few tricks on how to get this, make your life a bit easier. So basically what we're going to do is we're going to start by creating a new drawing. So File, New. We're going to go to just ACAD because we don't want the isometric one, we want the Imperial one. Okay, we're going to go Units, just check that we have the right units. Inches, let's mess with this a little bit, so let's go to Feet. For precision, for length we're going to do architectural. For precision, sure, 1/16 is fine, and we're going to stick to that. So I'm going to hit OK. Set to inches. Okay, sure, we'll do it in inches. If it insists, sure. Now before I proceed, I'm just going to save both files. It's important that we save them in a directory that we're aware of, because we're going to be doing something called an XREF, which is moving a file from one location to another. So, Humber. Okay. So I'm going to save this file. This one will be our submission file. And this file will be our tutorial. There's probably a more efficient way of doing this, and I'm sorry, I'm an old guy. I don't know the correct way of doing this quickly. Okay, week 11. This is our tutorial, so we're just going to say yes. Okay, let it save. Perfect. So now the first thing we're going to do is put is the new thing that I wanted to introduce to you guys, which is called an XREF file. So I'm going to go to the new drawing, type in XREF. You can see it in the bottom bar here, what I've typed in. Hit enter. And I'm going to say attach drawing. I'm going to go up a few directories. Hit in here, week 11 tutorial. And we're just going to say yes to everything. So we want it to scale correctly. We're not going to increase the scale in any dimension. Insertion point, we're going to leave as 0, 0, 0, and it's going to attach as an attachment. I'll show you what an overlay is later on. So hit OK. Close this. That's fine. So now we'll see this as an attachment here. I'm going to close this menu. And if we zoom out, we should see it. There it is. Now it's a little bit faded as opposed to the previous one because it's an XREF. And if we click it, it's going to select everything at once. Okay. Now along with it, we should have gotten a bunch of XREF layers. So basically all the layers copied with it to your new file. There's a more efficient way of doing the layer copying that I can show you later on. It's through something called a design center. We'll cover that in a later class. So what we're going to do now is I want to show you guys how to start drawing quickly and efficiently. So what we're going to do here is go to the layers. And what I'm going to do first is I'm going to lock all of the layers except for 0. Okay. Uh-oh. What happened there? Oh no, they're locked. Okay, good. Now, I'm going to stay on layer 0, and instead of going back and forth measuring from one drawing, 4'6", you open a new drawing, type in 4'6", and you make a line. We're going to save our time a little bit, and we're going to take a polyline instead, and we're just going to trace. We're going to start by tracing a single unit. Which we're later going to copy because we're going to use our time wisely instead of drawing things over and over again. So I'm just going to take my time to draw this unit, draw this unit correctly so we don't have to go back and fix any mistakes. Sorry, excuse me for a second here. Okay, proceed. So we're going to keep going. The reason we're using a polyline, it just makes it a bit cleaner because you can select it as one object later on versus if you use lines, it's going to be fragmented into individual segments. So for purposes of drawing and selecting stuff, it's a bit easier, but also another big reason with a polyline, you always end up with, polyline, you always end up with a closed shape. And that's going to be important for us because we're going to want to hatch the shapes that we're making. And if you're using line segments, there's always a chance that, you know, there's like a micromillimeter between one line segment and another, and AutoCAD will freak out and say that it can't do a hatch because it's not a closed boundary. So this will make sure we always have closed boundaries. So there's one more segment here. Okay, close that. Now, we're gonna basically create a new layer. Let's see the names of these layers. I'm just gonna expand this a little bit. So is there a wall? Yeah, wall exterior layer. So we're gonna call it that. We're gonna make a new layer called exterior wall. We're gonna keep it as white for now. Close it. Actually, we're going to make a hatch layer as well, I think, because we're going to be hatching soon. I'm gonna make that layer gray. Let's make it a light gray so we can see it. And while we're at it, windows and doors, and we will make that one yellow. You know what, let's make it red. It'll be easier to see. Okay, so I'm gonna take the line, okay, I'm gonna take the line segments that we have. Sorry about this. Okay, there we go. Line segments that we have, and we're gonna put them onto the exterior wall layer. Okay, now we're gonna switch layers to, where's our windows and doors layer? Down here. Okay, and we're gonna start drawing this part. So I'm gonna grab a rectangle first, trace over this window. Okay. And the other windows, nope, we're gonna do our door. So the doors here are simplified compared to what I showed last class. They just show the door leaf. And then I'm guessing they do a arc that goes from the middle here to here. Oops. Okay, that's not gonna work. Let's do a circle from here to here. Then we'll trim against this shape and this shape, and that's gone. Okay. Now, since we've got a door here, I think we could just copy this one. So we're gonna click, oops, 1, 2, copy. Okay, rotate 180 degrees. Oh, we gotta mirror this one. The door on the other side is mirrored. Yes, let's delete it, move. And it's probably the same size. Yes, it is. Okay, let's copy this door. Once again, we'll trim it. Good. Doors and windows, oh, except for one. Let's see if we can just copy. I wonder if it's the same size, actually. I don't think it is. Let me check the distance from here to here is 2 feet. No, there's no way. That one's 2'6". Okay, you know what? This one might be the same size. Let's check. Before we spend the time to copy, I'm just gonna check. And I missed. 2 feet, nice. Okay, so we're gonna take this door, copy it, rotate 180 degrees, move, and there we go. Okay, now we're gonna focus on our hatch. So let's switch layers. Hatch. And we're gonna click, this is the type of hatch you want, perfect. We're gonna click this, 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 all of the parts that we need to hatch, and we're gonna mess with the scale in a second. Okay, my computer's just slowing down here for a second. Maybe I clicked too many parts to be hatched. Okay, here we go. Let's try the scale at 20. See what that does. Not quite enough. Let's go to 50. That looks reasonable to me. I'm gonna hit enter. And there we go. Okay, I'm just gonna pause this for 1 second and I'll be right back.